Hey, welcome back. How's it going? Hope you guys are all doing well. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of a rant here. I just wanted to connect with you guys and share just a little bit of a thought that I've had in relation to OP. So when it comes to the animals, specifically play and sleep, there's been some huge insights that I've been having, especially thanks to Young Buck Uzair's channel, JUNGBUCK, specifically about how the introverted animals and the introverted functions are long-term investment strategies, and how the extroverted animals and the extroverted functions are short-term expending strategies, or maybe short-term investment strategies, right? To make a long story very short, what I've been wondering about is whether the sleep animal specifically is the process of asking better questions to oneself or to other people. Or at least part of the sleep animal is about asking better questions. The reason I say this is because there's plenty of examples of officially typed Savior Sleeps that basically ask a whole bunch of questions to themselves and recommend that other people do so. So I'm thinking specifically of David Allen, who's TINI. His whole getting things done system is a list of questions. I think it's like 12, 14 questions before you even get anything done, right? So you're not even getting anything done. You're just asking yourself questions about what to get done. Tim Ferriss, a lot of his questions that he asks himself, right? So, for example, the 4 hour work week, there are questions he has like, if you only had 2 hours to work on a task, what would you do differently? What would you do if money is no object? What would you do if you could only work on the 20% of things that actually mattered, things like that. So he has a bunch of questions he asks himself. Michael Gerber, who is SIFI, if I'm not mistaken, or he's Save Your Sleep. His questions about the E-Myth, so asking yourself questions about your business, what vision that you want to scale up to. I think it's 1,000 offices or 1,000 locations. How do you want to structure that? What kind of colors do you want to have as your template? What's your prototype? Things like that. And just a whole bunch of other examples. I'm even thinking specifically of like Kobe Bryant. There's an example of when he was younger. So Kobe Bryant is consumed sleep, SCFI. So when he was younger, there's this story that he has of when he went to a basketball camp, how he couldn't score. It's surprising. You would think that Kobe is a natural talent, but he didn't score a single point. And what he started to ask himself was, okay, what are the basic skills that I can work on over the course of years in order to catch up slowly to these stronger players, right? The reason I say the reason I'm bringing all this up is, I mean, number one, I'm sleep last. I barely ask myself any questions. I think much like how Uzair described it in his YouTube channels, play is about being the first to market, right? Being the first out into an opportunity, iterating, trying things out, and then learning from the feedback you get from the external environment. There's very little questions that's being asked, right? And it's very instinctive as a process, right? I would definitely say that play is a very instinct. I agree that play is a very instinct driven process. There's not many questions being asked, and I think for me, my, I guess, life discovery is asking myself better questions about what I want out of life, what I want out of the relationships that I'm having, what I want out of the day that I'm even going to have, things along those lines. I'm still very shocked by personally how much that's starting to help me. From a grander scale, the other reason I'm asking myself this about sleep is, so if sleep is a long-term investment strategy where you're investing few resources over a long period of time, then my whole thing is that by asking yourself questions, you're increasing the process of hesitation, is how it feels to me, at least as a savior play. You're hesitating more by asking more questions, and through that hesitation, you're basically conserving your energy because you're not investing energy in something that won't work out for you, right? You're hesitating before acting, right? There's this saying, measure twice, cut once, right? Where it's very much you're attacking, you're not going into a problem, you're measuring, questioning before you invest any energy into it. And so I think that hesitation is something that asking more questions can do for you, and I think that's what Save Your Sleep might be doing. So that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, that's the basis of the rant. I can't think of that many more examples. Actually, I mean, James Clear is another great example. Him asking himself questions about habits, how habits are formed, why habits are so effective for long-term results. That's kind of another person that asks a lot of questions. If you signed up to his newsletter, you'll be getting a question at least a week, right? So anyway, so that's the basis of the rant. Real quick, I'm going to answer something that's in the chat. Let me see here. I think Antoine said that asking questions might be consume. The problem with that, so Antoine, real quick, the problem with that is that a lot of the examples that I'm giving you are people who have Savior Blast as well. So David Allen is Sleep Blast, if I'm not mistaken. James Clear is Blast Sleep. Michael Gerber is Blast Sleep. Tim Ferriss is Blast Sleep, if I'm not mistaken. So a lot of these people are Savior Blasters, right? So, and also a good portion of them are Consume Last as well. So just to answer your immediate question. So that's about it. I know this is a little bit of a rant. I just wanted to share that with you. I hope you guys are doing well. Feel free to leave a comment, right? I'm not going to pretend I'm always right about these things. This is just the thought that I've had. If this is, especially if you're Save Your Sleep yourself, feel free to, I'd love to learn from you about what you're doing with the questions you're asking, or whether you're even asking yourself questions. I'd love to learn from you. So that's about it. Hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you in the next video that I make. Take care.